Just a quick lunch. Beer and quiche. What more does a man need in life? The beer in question is 9 hop Kent Pale Ale. In the Kent area in England's pretty well known for its hop farms, if that's the term. So 9 hops, you know. 1 hop would do me, if I'm honest. So they've made this fancy by calling it 9 hops, 9 hop. And I suspect all it's going to taste of is sort of citrusy stuff. Oh, hold on, it says a huge charge of hoppy citrus newt. Lemony aromas are balanced by a malty smooth finish. It'll be like drinking liquid lemon or something. I don't like citrusy beers. I'm sorry, but I'm using a beer festival glass from the Brigget Beer Festival in Glasgow. I think it's 2016, this one. Look forward to that coming back. It doesn't taste of anything special, to be honest. It just tastes like beer. I would like a brewer to brew a beery beer. Not one that is lemony or matured in whiskey casks or whatever. Just want a beery beer. Is that too much to ask? Maybe just using 1 hop, Golding's hops, and a good balance of malt to give a slightly caramelly kind of malty kind of flavour and smell to it. In essence, I would like to have a beer that smells and has the character of a brewery. You know, that sort of smell you get when there's a brewery in the area, and you think, that's a lovely smell. I would like a beer like that. That's a challenge. Yeah, nothing special at all. So, this is the quiche. Not very appetising looking, if I'm honest. I'll save it for a while till I've supped some more beer. I've often thought quiche was like a pie where they've forgotten to put the lid on. And that's what it looks like, isn't it? Can you see that? I mean, quiche is probably French for forgot to put the lid on. Even the word quiche itself, you know, I mean, looks like quiche. Go into a shop and ask for quiche, see what happens. But as quiche, it just sounds a little bit too much like the word quiche, which is perhaps a slang Glasgow or Scottish term for, how shall I put it, jobbies. Quiche, too close for comfort, you know. But we'll have that after I've supped a little more beer. This is just a wee filler video until such times as I get out into the big wide world. It feels, lockdown feels harder just now because England has partially opened up, shops opening, beer gardens open, stuff like that. But that's just the way it is, you know, there's no one at fault for that. If you just cast your mind back towards the start of the pandemic, and we were always sort of 2 weeks behind. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean that if there was, you know, when that new variant appeared in, was it Kent in fact? Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't carry in beer. But yeah, so it took a while for that variant to kind of spread up here. And we've always been sort of 2 weeks sort of behind what happens down south in the UK. So, you know, it's just the way it is. But it just makes it feel worse. I desperately want to get on a train and travel further than I'm allowed to. I could have gone for a beer in a pub today. Oh, God. But we're getting there, you know. This is the last video I'll put out until we're kind of till after the 26th of April. Some people won't enjoy these sort of videos where I'm sat here chatting and drinking beer and stuff, because it's supposed to be a video channel about being outdoors in Scotland and walking and stuff. Just not allowed to do that at the moment, so apologies and all that. Feel free to dislike the video if you're not that keen on it. But to be honest, making these videos has kind of kept me sane during this lockdown and pandemic. It's just given me something to do, so I make no apologies. If you're wondering why I keep looking over here, I'm just making sure my quiche is still there. But I've also got a wee list of things to talk about, because my brain just goes out the window sometimes. Yeah. I've been watching an occasional video from a chap, I can't remember his name now, but he's down in England somewhere. He makes videos, and his videos are also to do with various aspects of being out in the countryside, whether it's walking or camping and stuff like that. But he's built himself a pub in his garden shed. It really is a very good watch. And when you watch the videos, you sort of you feel as if you're having a beer with them, you know. Very enjoyable, it really is. I've had a sore foot for a while. I may have mentioned it previously, my right foot. For a while I was thinking this could be just old age, you know, it could be just what happens when you get old. Things start to get sore. It could be a little bit of arthritic thing happening. But I think what actually happened was I stubbed my toe after too many beers one time. And we're talking, I think around about Christmas or just before Christmas. About 4 months ago, you know. And I had a few beers, and when I thought back on it, I could remember stubbing my toe on the metal table leg of that table there. In fact, it was that table leg. But I couldn't remember which foot it was. I just remember it was very, very sore at the time. I think what I did was maybe just a tiny little kind of hairline fracture or something. Not at the end of the toe, it's the toe beside my big toe. But, I mean, toes go back well into the foot. You can't see most of your toe, it's in your foot. So I think it was in there somewhere. And it's never been agonisingly painful. It's just ached. If I'm in the house and I'm walking about the house, or if I just go out for a wee donder for shopping, it just aches a little bit. But I'm a walker. I can walk for hours. I can walk all day. And after about an hour of walking, it just gradually got sorer and sorer. Not seriously sore, but sore enough that it got to the stage where I couldn't think of anything other than the fact that my foot was sore. I wasn't enjoying the walk, you know. And I almost started to hobble, in fact, a little bit. On a few occasions, getting a bus back home from the town instead of walking. I think it's getting better, but it's just very, very slow to do that. The doctor recommended ibuprofen gel, which I've never heard of before. Apparently you sort of rub it in and it maybe helps the pain a wee bit. We'll see. As somebody who walks, having a sore foot's a pretty major thing, you know. I'm not really enjoying this beer. It's just got a kind of... It doesn't even taste citrus, it just tastes kind of... What is that? Satisfaction surveys. These days you can't scratch your ear without somebody wanting you to fill in a satisfaction survey to determine how good the experience was. The world's gone crazy, it really has. I can't do anything. You can't buy anything without folk coming back to you and saying, do you want to fill in our survey? I bought a pair of shoes recently, special wide foot shoes that I thought would help with my foot. I'm not going to say who it's from, or maybe I should, but they were just under £40 once you kind of added postage into that. And they were the worst shoes I've ever seen in all my life. The insert, you know, that your foot's on, was paper thin. I don't know what on earth it was made of. And the bit underneath that started to break down so that you saw the kind of honeycomb interior at the heel of the shoe. In the end, I got my money back, but even in the process of getting my money back, once they'd done it all, there seemed to be umpteen emails saying, you know, they've done this, done that, done another. And then, of course, at the end of it all, one final email wanting me to fill in a survey to, you know, did I find the experience good or not? I mean, for God's sake, the shoes were crap. I don't remember any bit. I don't remember any part of the survey that might have allowed me to say that. And it's one of these websites where you see lots of reviews for these shoes, but could I find a way of making my own review to tell everybody else just how terrible these shoes were? I couldn't find a way to do it. I sort of logged into their website and such like. Could I make a review? No. So you do have to kind of wonder if all these reviews are fictitious. And this is a well-known company, you know. Their customer care is clearly good, and that getting your money back was pretty quick, but my God, previously I've got stuff out of there that was just rubbish, basically. And there was an instance a good few months ago now where I dialed 101 on my phone. It's a kind of police non-emergency number. because not far, I was out for my walk, and there was a big plastic barrier in the middle of the road. It was on a flyover, which was also on a bend. It was quite a fast flyover, and there was a fence. I couldn't get at it to take it out of the way. And the road, it was too busy anyway. It would have been dangerous for me to go anywhere near the road. And most vehicles who came around that bend and suddenly saw that would just have ran over the top of this thing that was on the road. But you might have got the odd driver who suddenly saw it, took fright, and maybe would have tried to have taken evasive action. So it could have been dangerous. It could have caused an accident. You know? So I dialed 101. I told them this plastic barrier in the road. And I think it was a couple of days later I got a text message about a satisfaction survey from Police Scotland, you know. I mean, come on, guys, what on earth is going on? What? I can't believe stuff like that, you know. What's happening to the world? My quiche is still there. So the next video that I do will, as I say, be, what do you call that place? It's actually outside. It'll be outside. I'm not going too far. I'll not tell you where I'm going just now. I think I've already said where I was going, but I'm going to have to book buses and things. There's not many buses or trains in this area. They're few and far between, and it's advisable to maybe book the bus, because there's nothing worse than being in the middle of nowhere, waiting maybe a couple of hours for the bus, and it turns up and it just doesn't even stop. It goes straight by because it's full. That can be disappointing, shall we say. So yeah, so I booked the bus, and I can't wait. Yeah. So take care, guys, and we'll see you at some point after the 26th of April. Take care till then.